way back to the moon.
The historic mission to the moon and the launch of India's Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft.
India is literally shooting for the moon.
Before talking about India's moon mission, first let's get the idea of moon missions. The missions that are sent to the moon can be of 5 to 6 different types. It all started in 1950, where the technology has improved, and the simplest type of mission is a flyby mission. In this, a spacecraft is sent to the space, which passes by the moon. It doesn't orbit around the moon, but merely flies by the moon and leaves. Their aim was to study the moon from a distance. In October 1959, we got to see a close-up photo of the moon for the first time. Today, flyby missions are done only when the moon is on the way to some other mission. The next category of missions are the orbiter missions. In this, the spacecraft get close to the moon and orbit around the moon. This is called lunar orbit. And from there, they study moon's surface and atmosphere. Till date, more than 40 successful orbiter missions have been conducted. And this is still the most common type of moon mission. After this, comes the next category: impact missions. These missions are an extension of the orbiter missions. Here, the main spacecraft continues orbiting around the moon. But a part of the spacecraft gets detached and crash lands on the moon. Because it is impacting with the moon during the crash landing, these missions are called impact missions. You may ask, what is the use of crash landing? The answer is very simple. The time it takes to crash land while it is getting closer to the moon's surface. Many instrument readings can be taken at that time. That is why impact missions are also very useful. And the Chandrayaan 1 was an impact mission. The part that is separated from the spacecraft and crash lands on the moon is called the Moon Impact Probe. The Moon Impact Probe of Chandrayaan 1 was equipped with an instrument called CHASE that kept taking readings every 4 seconds while it was getting close to the surface for the crash land. And with the help of this instrument, we came to know that there is water in the atmosphere of the moon. This Moon Impact Probe crashed into the Shackleton crater. This crater on the moon was chosen, and the point of impact was named Jauhar Point. Chandrayaan 1 also had an orbiter, which was carrying out its orbiter mission independently. During probe crashing, the mineralogy of moon was studied by instrument called Moon Mineralogy Mapper M3. And existence of water on moon was confirmed by this. The fourth category of moon missions is the lander missions. Here a part of the spacecraft is sent to the moon for a soft landing. No crashing. It has to land softly, so that part of the spacecraft can land on the moon. The part that lands is usually called a lander. This is very complicated process, and when the US and the Soviet Union tried this for the first time, they failed in the first 15 attempts. After that, in 1966, the world's first successful landing on the moon was done. Usually, the landers are very bulky. They are very heavy and big. So, they land on the moon and stop there. They don't move around after that. If you want to move on the moon, to solve this problem, there's the next category of moon missions: the rover missions. Rovers are these small robots which have wheels attached on them, so that they can move out of the lander and move around on the surface. With the help of rovers, direct contact can be established on the surface of the moon. The Chandrayaan 2 mission was planned as a rover mission. Had the mission gone as per plan, Vikram lander was set for a soft landing on the moon, carrying inside a rover named Pragyan, which would have stepped out on the moon. But unfortunately, this did not happen. On September 6, 2019, when Chandrayaan 2's Vikram lander was preparing for a soft landing, it suddenly crashed land. According to the Failure Committee report released in November 2019, this accident was caused by a software glitch. But ISRO never made this report public. Now if we talk about Chandrayaan 3. It was launched to fulfill the same objective that Chandrayaan 2 could not fulfill. After this, the last category of moon missions is human missions, where humans are put in landers and landed on the moon. And instead of a rover, humans use their feet to step on moon's surface. This was something that America did before the Soviet Union. In 1969, when Neil Armstrong first stepped on the moon, NASA sent the last human moon mission in 1972. Since then, no one has stepped on the moon. And in total, only 12 people have set foot on the moon. All of them were from NASA. If you liked this video, do like and subscribe this channel.